Hello there, everyone. Good morning. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Tokyo Dark. In the last episode, we helped the various shopkeepers, or people at least located in these shops, with some problems they were having in order to gain access to the collector. They all had a little bit of information about the collector, and we finally met him. He has decided from us to do a trade of information for information, as opposed to us giving him something for something else in return. We have learned about the mask a little bit more, and that we are unlike some of the other people he has met and talked to. I guess because we are beginning to understand how we are seeing things that other people don't really ever get a chance to see. Which is to say that we have glimpsed a different type of reality thanks to this the redheaded girl, Reina, and we're looking for the dark, or some way to access it, as apparently our boyfriend is our partner, both. He is trapped within it, and he might not survive. So before we go any further, let's go ahead and take a look at our spin attributes. We are stable, we are professional, we are meticulous, and we are stressed. It's not so bad. Our sanity and neurosis, well, at least our sanity, has been much worse. I think we were down to 50-something at one point in the game. And our professionalism is actually positive. That's pretty good, I hope. Alright, so I don't know what we're doing now. It's been a few days since I last recorded. I apologize for that. Had a rough past several evenings. So I guess we could go back to all these shops and talk to the girls again and see if they can tell me anything new now. We could also still visit the police station, to my knowledge. Maybe we can also re-enter the sewer system now, but I'm not quite sure. So let's start by talking to the girls. Oh, well, the girls are gone. Alright then. We'll still try talking with all of them. Nope, can't talk to her either. Okay, so it's pretty obvious that we're not allowed to talk. Well, not allowed is the wrong thing to say. There is no more conversation topics to be had with any of the people in these stores at the moment. And it looks like the people... Yeah, we are. So, okay, so I guess we're all done in Akihabara. Everyone, I have a confession to make. I did not realize that the places we are visiting are real locations in Japan. I thought this was all kind of a... Oh, hello, another cat. I thought this was all kind of a made-up Japan. Like these places didn't really exist. Kind of like how H.P. Lovecraft's... Well, I guess... some of those instruments doesn't exist, but I know that Dunwich doesn't exist either. I know there's a Arkham? No. Maybe? I know there is a town that H.P. Lovecraft described in one of his stories that actually does exist, but most of his cities and places of interest do not exist in the real world. I thought this was similar to that, and it would just take some of the Japanese culture and bring it into this fantasy world. But no, these are real locations. I went up looking online for a little bit about the JK cafes because I was curious if they actually existed. And they do. They totally exist in Japan. Wow. The air in the collector's basement was stagnant and heavy. If I had stayed any longer, I felt like it may have suffocated me. For the time I was there, Akihabara faded away into a distant memory. I returned to the surface, put my hand up to shield my eyes from the sunlight, and listened to the people on the street. Their conversations seemed so pointless, part of a world I no longer belonged to. The busy sounds of the street swept the cobwebs from my mind, forcing me to remember everything I told the collector and everything he impossibly knew. I told him so much, but did I have a choice? Maybe he was right, And I was a puppet after all. At that moment, it didn't matter. The dark and the mask both belonged to a world I was now a part of. Normal methods of investigation wouldn't lead me to them. Countless paths were narrowed to 2, and I had no choice but to march forward towards the leads I'd been given. As I left Akihabara behind, one thing bothered me. How did the collector know so much about me? Was I really so easy to read? I didn't have time to dwell on it. Kazuki and Reina were in the dark. That much had been all but confirmed, and now I had a means, however impossible, to find them. 2 paths, the mask and the dark. Both were necessary, and I had to make a choice of which to follow first. Chase after a talent agency in Tokyo's red light district, or back to Kamakura to visit Mai, the girl I nearly got killed? Neither seemed very appealing. My logical side didn't understand how either would help, but as everything around me cracked and crumbled away, logic didn't matter anymore. I had to choose. Or maybe something would choose for me. I get the impression like we are playing the puppet master at this point. So we can go to Kamakura. Oh, is that it? I thought you said 2 choices. I guess there's actually 1 location, but 2 things I'll be able to do here. Alright, well, let's go. I came here to find out about the mask, but there's something I've got to do first. 6 months ago, I sent one girl to the morgue and very nearly killed another. Since then, I thought of coming here to apologize to Mai Koana countless times, but couldn't will myself to see her and be faced by my failure. I think of the fear and hurt in her eyes, and I feel nothing but shame. For my own peace of mind, I need to tell her the truth about that day, and about how I lost control. Hopefully she can find it in herself to forgive me enough to help me with my investigation of the mask. Wait, it's fall. Why are there cherry blossoms blooming? It's like nothing's changed since that day. Well, we're going to visit all the locations in the order that we find them. And if I recall correctly, Mai seemed to know something about that mask. She seemed, if I remember correctly, scared when we had it. She definitely knew something about it. Maybe her grandmother had told her some stories we can find out about as well. Oh, okay, here he is. Station Attendant Magira. Oh, it's, you. I was reading the papers and, I saw your picture. And then I saw that picture on the TV news. And maybe on the 7chan message boards. After I looked you up. I'm sorry, I was curious. I remembered meeting you and couldn't believe it. It's like I met a celebrity or something. Oh, of course it's not good or anything, but you know, you never know who you'll meet in this business. Everyone always seems so unassuming. I mean, that's not to say any of it was your fault or anything. Okay, so the message board was pretty bad. There's a lot of bad stuff on there, like, wow. Pretty wild stuff. Yep. Are you done? Oh, right, sorry. Yes. Hello again. What's going on with the weather here? It's fall. Why are the cherry blossoms out? It's beautiful, isn't it? There's a species of cherry tree, the Prunus sumheritella, autumnalis, that sometimes blooms twice a year. At least, that's what it says online. Who'd have thought we'd have them here in Kamakura? Well, I say Kamakura, but they only seem to be in this part of town. Lucky, huh? A cherry blossom tree that blooms in fall. I've never seen it. Are you sure you've got your facts straight? It seems impossible. Impossible? Do you doubt my botany expertise? Impossible would be if the seasons started reversing themselves, don't you think? Yeah, it certainly feels that way. Huh? You say something? Why the glum face? Anyway, I hope you take advantage of the weather and go for a picnic or something. The blossoms are so peaceful. Don't they put your mind at ease? I'm looking for Mai Kawana. Have you seen her? Oh, looking for Mai again, huh? Are you sure that's such a good idea? She was pretty upset about the, happenings the last time you were here. I mean, I've barely seen her leave Kamakura since then. Maybe it's best you leave her alone. It's important that I talk to her. I suppose she'd be at the shrines that's down this street, like usual. Mai's very important to this town. Please don't upset her too much. We all want everything to go back to normal. If Mai's grandmother... Is Mai's grandmother still at the house near here? You want to see her? Well, she is still around, I suppose. I see the comings and goings of all the people around here. I don't see her getting out much, though. Oh, yes, that reminds me. When you were here last time in April, did she... I don't know, give something to you? I'm not accusing you, of course, I heard that there was an important artifact that went missing last spring. Kawana is old and losing her faculties a bit. Maybe she gave it to you by mistake. Can you remember anything like that? No, we're not gonna say anything. Sorry, I don't. Oh, I see. I'm sure it will turn up. I guess we can tell him to leave Kamakura, but I don't know why I would. So we'll just exit. He can't have been here for very long. If these cherry blossom trees do bloom twice a year, he would have seen these last year. But I got the impression he's been here a while. So, no. This must not be something that is natural. Maybe he's not even real. Maybe this entire town is dreamt up by Mai or her grandmother, and like we're in a dream when we enter here, which is why it's not any different. I want to go see Mai first before I see her grandmother. Oh, maybe, was there a cat? Was there a cat? We're going to look for the cats first. Sorry, everyone. I need to look for cats. So while we're out here, I guess we could talk a little bit about some miscellaneous stuff. Yeah, so the JK cafes are real. That's interesting. There were numerous reports when I read about them in American papers that said that there are things that occur in those cafes which should not be happening with high school girls. But then I read some articles from, like, Japan that says that no, that's a lie. For the most part, they are absolutely fine and nothing bad happens at them. I am inclined to believe the Japan news, if only because of how bad American news has gotten. She seems happy enough, or at least she's smiling, but maybe she hasn't gotten a good look at us yet. Cherry blossoms fell gently at my feet as I approached the Kawana family shrine. In front of me was Mai Kawana, still dressed in the outfit of the shrine maiden. She had seen me approach and stood there frozen and terrified, the same helpless look on her face as when she had a knife to her throat months before. This time, it was me she was terrified of. We were the only two people at the shrine, yet I couldn't shake the feeling of being followed. A familiar presence watching me from the shadows. Oh my god, no. I'm not going to select kill her. No, I won't do it. Why now? Why her? I don't have to do what you say. I'm not a puppet. I can choose. Wow. Holy crap. Oh, I'm glad I decided not to do anything. You, the detective from before. Why are you just standing there? Is it over? I'm fine. Sorry to scare you. I'm here to talk to you. See, I've never been good at apologies. I'm sorry for everything I put you through. I've been meaning to talk to you ever since that day. I should have come sooner. You're here to apologize. Now? I didn't hear from anyone in 6 months. The police only talked to me once, and then everyone here started avoiding me and acting like it never happened. I guess that makes me the last person you'd want to see now. After that day, I'm sure some police came by and told you that I was only following procedure. But that's bull. Police in this country don't go around shooting people. I didn't feel myself and lost control, putting you at risk. I guess I didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel myself? Sounds vague to say I lost control at such a crucial time, I bet. But that's the truth. The truth. It's strange, isn't it? The cherry blossoms, I mean. It's silly, but every time someone comes here and says how beautiful they are, I get so mad. It's like they don't understand my feelings at all. But that's selfish, huh? It's not like I want everyone to suffer along with me. I imagine the only other one who understands that is you, Detective. Your name's Ito, right? It's so quiet here. It's hard to imagine something like that day in April really happened in a place so peaceful. But it did. I know that you and your partner were only doing what you could to save me, but I wish I could have helped. I felt so helpless. At least you told me the truth. Thank you. You know, I asked Grandma about the mask the redheaded girl was after, and she denied knowing anything. Oh, I did not know about the mask at all. But it was a lie. I found one of her old journals at the shrine, and she wrote that mask was important and had to be hidden away. Why would she lie to me? I'm sick of everyone always trying to protect me by covering everything up. Grandma hasn't been the same since that day either. She shuts herself up in that old house and mumbles to herself about darkness and purity. I'm so worried about her. My gut tells me that mask has something to do with it. I'm sorry, listen to me rambling away. I bet you don't care about any of that. The truth is, I think you're right about the mask having something to do with all this strangeness. I actually came here to ask you about it. You think so too? Then let me help you. I don't know anything, but maybe Takashi does. Oh, sorry. Takashi's my brother. He used to live here in Kamakura with me and Grandma, but he left the first chance he got. We talk on the phone all the time, but he refuses to come back and visit. I get the feeling he knows something I don't. He won't even tell me about how my parents died. Where's your brother live now? He's an instructor at the Kendo Dojo in Asakusa in Tokyo. I hear he's a big shot in the Kendo world. Sounds like he'd be a good place to start. Do you think he'll speak to me? You can try. He's never been very good at opening up to strangers, though. It's worth a shot. Thanks for helping me, Mai. Alright, before I leave, I'm going to check to see if there's anything else we can click on over here. Nope. I had yet to let the timer run out whenever it was showing up. I was curious if we would get a different type of event. I wonder if the same thing happens if you actually select kill her, if she's able to resist that effect. Do I want to visit the grandmom? We do need to find out more about the mask. I'm a little worried about my sanity and or neurosis decreasing even more. If we lose some sanity, though, I guess we can go back and take a pill. We haven't earned any points. We're here. We are here. We need to save Kazuki. So... Go away! No visitors! Go away! No visitors! We'll try like 2 more times. One more. One more time. Okay. Just curious if we were persistent. Much to be like one more time. If I'd be able to talk to her. Should we tell him to leave? No, I don't think we'll tell him to leave Kamakura. Oh, are we not done? Oh! Maybe we leave Kamakura by going here. This is the train station after all. Okay, okay. I thought that was us telling him to leave Kamakura. Oh, right, Tim. The only place we can go is up here. Asakusa, the home of Senso-ji. Senso-ji? One of the most famous temples in Tokyo. It's also a bustling entertainment district. Oh, I wish I had read the name of this online first before I went here. Okay, so it remains a pocket of traditional culture surrounded by the city's high rises. My investigation up to that point led me to believe that finding Takashi Kawana would be difficult and convoluted. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Turns out his kendo dojo was well regarded as a popular training spot for a few national champions and several of the city's police officers. The latter made me nervous. The information I was asking for was sensitive. I didn't want a word of my investigation finding its way back to HQ. A few misfired questions could end up with officers knocking on my door, or worse, Yakimura himself calling me up. I had to be cautious. Alright. So we're not going to mention we're a cop at all while we're here. We'll try our best not to. Right, before we go knocking, I'll do like investigating everything. Hey, is this Daiso? Buy octopus balls. That sounds worse than it should. My belief is that this is probably oh wow, what's it called again? Calamari? Calamari, in a ball-shaped thing for you to eat. I'm not gonna buy anything. I just want to walk around and see first off if there's any cats. Music here is quite creepy. I don't see any cats. This looks like the dojo I was looking for. It has a very traditional aesthetic. Oh, I thought I could look at them earlier. I guess I can't now. Oh, there's a cat. Inside is the interior of a traditional tea shop, but it doesn't look like anyone's been in there recently. Okay, that's it. So the only thing here for us then is the dojo and to buy octopus balls. I don't know why I would buy the octopus balls. Maybe we should get our... Maybe this will help our mind neurosis or something? Hello there. Would you be interested in buying some of the finest takoyaki in Tokyo? This isn't the cheap stuff you buy at a food stand at the festival. They will make you question everything you knew about octopus in ball form. Who could say no to that sales pitch? Sure, I'll take some. Oh, that looks good. Wow, you're right. This is maybe the best takoyaki I've had. Thank you, miss. Best takoyaki on all the islands. We gain some sanity, we lose some neurosis. We lose our professionalism for eating on the job. Oh, I guess we can do that multiple times for the same type of effect. How are we looking? I'm getting the impression negative neurosis is good, and that we don't want positive neurosis, because we're relaxed. Right? Unless we need to be stressed to keep my attention focused or something? Oh, we can look at them. Tourists, likely. I can hear them speaking English. My English isn't so great, so I doubt there'll be much help, but I wonder what they're talking about. Hello there. Is there something we can help you with? Huh? I don't speak... wait, Japanese? Japanese! Your Japanese is perfect! As a college professor, if it wasn't, I'd probably be out of a job. I'm no college professor, but I work for a Japanese software company, so I'd be a bit of trouble too. Huh? Now don't look at me, I just live here. Well, not in Tokyo, in the suburbs. Whoa, I think you guys might speak Japanese better than I do. I mean, sorry, I never would have thought. Would you prefer to speak in English instead? No! I mean, no please. Japanese is fine. Sorry, I wasn't meaning to be nosy. I guess I don't see people wearing yukata this late in the year. Is there a festival or something? Heh, no. We come to Asakusa every year, and the yukata became part of the tradition after a while. I guess it makes us stand out more than we already do, huh? Don't knock tradition, Tony. Admittedly, my legs are a little cold, though. That's right, it's early fall. Well, ask about the dojo. We're here after all. You guys know anything about the dojo? Oh, actually, now she will say. You guys come here every year? You must know this area pretty well by now. I'm looking for a kendo dojo, where Takashi Kawana works. It should be in this area. Kawana? Why does that name seem so familiar? Oh, right! He's that kendo instructor at the dojo right behind us. People say he's some kind of prodigy. I wouldn't be surprised if he became a master in time. Supposedly, he's very particular about who he trains. I suppose he doesn't want to waste his time with people who aren't serious. Makes sense when you think about it. With how good he is, he must get a ton of wannabe kendo masters coming to him. Seems like he trains a lot of police, too. In the time we've been standing here, we've seen a few come in and out. All that, and I think he's still in his 20s. For someone so young, he must be under a lot of pressure. No kidding. I've heard talk of an interdepartmental kendo tournament. It's become a matter of pride for the different regional departments. I wish my work did martial arts competitions between departments. Nothing would work out like the unspoken tension between me and my boss. Quite like a good smack to the jawline. Haha. Police fighting each other, huh? Must be pretty brutal. I mean, I guess police in Japan don't really have to use force all that much, though. Yeah. Anyway, how do you know so much about the dojo? I mean, I live in Shinagawa, and I don't know anything that specific about it. You see, it says so right here on the dojo's flyer. He was out here about 10 minutes before you came handing them out. Kind of seemed a little prickly, so we didn't talk to him, though. I admit, it would have been much cooler if we had known that off the top of our head. But we're glad we were able to help you regardless. Makes me feel a little silly now trying to learn more about him from a flyer. Considering he trained so many police, I'm surprised I never heard of him until now. Are you associated with the police somehow? Oh, shouldn't have said that. Who, me? No, of course not. I'm an investigator, see? Like a private detective. Listen, if anyone comes by asking about a female detective, just, sorry, I don't speak Japanese, right? Exactly. I appreciate it. Anyway, I should get going. Sorry to bother you. Thanks for the information, guys. Our pleasure. Good luck at the dojo. Let us know if you learn any kendo tricks. The men in the department always puffed out their chests when they talked about the kendo competitions like it was going to impress me or something. Never paid it much attention. Still, it's strange that someone related, however faintly to the mask, has yet another tie to my old life. Takashi Kawana seems like an interesting guy, but very serious and not keen on strangers. At least I didn't have to use any English. That would have been a disaster. Alright, well, this is the only place left for us. Let's head on in. Who are you? I'm a friend of Mai. You're a friend of my sister's? You expect me to believe that? A little old, don't you think? Gee, thanks. Really? You think I wouldn't recognize you? You're the officer who was at the shrine in April who almost got her killed. And now you're lying about it, pretending to be her friend and no doubt get something from me. Don't look so shocked. A little deception was easy to read is all. After your idiocy in Kamakura, I heard Mai crying over the phone every night for a month. Don't bother her anymore. Now get out of here before myself or one of your fellow officers has to throw you out. Oh, I was hoping to avoid being, well, that didn't go well. Maybe Mai will know how to soften her brother up. My thought process was maybe he did not recognize me. Maybe Mai and her brother didn't talk so often. Mai did make it seem like they didn't talk very frequently. But I guess after the events occurred, she probably called them up to get some, to have some comfort. Might as well go and check all these places as well, since we are back in Kamakura. I think after we're done talking to Mai again, we'll probably call the session. Had a really rough night, everyone. The past 2 nights, there was a cricket in my house. It was a guy cricket, because of course it is. And what that means is that it chirps, and I can't sleep through a single chirping cricket whose chirps echo all over the house. I can't do it. I eventually found it and killed it. But I was awake till 4:15 this morning. I'm sorry, 3:15. 3:15? 3:27? 3:27 this morning, looking for it. Oh man, I'm dead tired. I see she's still not accepting visitors. I really like Detective Ito's look. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I dated a girl. We're still friends as far as I'm aware. And we're still good friends after we broke up as well. Her name was Liz. And she now lives out in Philly. She had an outfit almost exactly like this. No tie, though. But she did have a yellow coat like this. She wore gloves at all times. Unfortunately, I feel so bad for her. She had bad eczema on her hands. So poor Liz. And they would bleed a lot, and so she kept her hands covered all the time. And she wore boots just like this too. She's a small girl. I don't know if she was even 5 foot. And she was Laotian as well. I think that's how you say where she came from. Lao, I believe it was the place she came from. I think I managed to find your brother. He didn't exactly seem happy to see me. Yep, you found Big Brother all right. He's been protective of me ever since we were little. I know I'm probably overstepping my boundaries, but would you be willing to come talk to him? I don't think he'll tell me anything on my own. You want me to help? You know, seeing you again really got me thinking. I decided that even if everyone's trying to hide it, I can't sit here and ignore what's happening. I need to understand why my family has been acting so strangely. Even my own brother is keeping me in the dark. I'm sick of it. Sure, I'll come with you, Ito. If I went alone, he'd probably pat me on the head and send me on my way. But if you're there, I'm sure he'll tell me about my parents, the mask, and everything. Are you sure that's what you want? Sometimes not knowing is better, Mai. No. No more stupid little Mai. I'd rather be hurt and know than happy and ignorant. Yeah. There's a saying where I work, knowledge or happiness, because you don't get both. But before we go, let's check on Grandma. These days, if she doesn't know where I am, it can really set her off. Alright, we'll make a quick stop at the house. Thanks, Mai. I don't know if this is going to go well. We have the mask. I guess the mask, I think, is going to want me to kill her grandmom. I have a really bad feeling about this. I have a really bad feeling about this. Oh, hello. What's this? A dead crow lies in the middle of the street. The small body is in a bad state of decay, covered in dry blood. The maggots have begun eating its remains. Before I go in, I'm going to look around at the rest of the place in this direction. I won't be allowed to leave, I suspect, until I actually visit the grandmom. You know, it's been 6 months. Maybe we could have worn a different outfit, changed our hair a little bit, make it look like we're not the detective. Maybe not wear the exact same clothes we had worn to this location earlier. Maybe not do that. You know, just a thought. I said no visitors! Leave me alone! Grandma, it's me. Please open the door. My. Oh my, it's you. Please, come in. Yes, come in. Oh no. Wait! What is she doing here? It's okay, Grandma. She's here to help. Help. Ha! Don't make me laugh. You were supposed to help me, remember? I felt something, and you were going to free me from the past. Free you? Are you talking about the mask? Do not discuss that horrid thing here. No matter how far you go, I can still feel it. Like needles in my skin dragging me to it. In my dreams, I can still see that place. Have you seen it too, Detective? A dark place, where those we've lost reside. I'm so old, and I have wasted so much time, and yet the pain won't go away. My poor Emiko. I miss her so much. If only I could have found her. Emiko? You mean Mom? Find her? What are you talking about? She's gone. Takashi told me she died after I was born. Yes, of course. You shouldn't be asking about such things, Mai. If it weren't for this woman, you'd be safe at the shrine. No, Grandma, you're wrong. I'm not safe while everyone lies to me. I'm going to see Takashi. If you don't tell me the truth, he will. Mai, listen to yourself. You must stop. Opening the door to the past will solve nothing. Ever since you were little, I've done what I could to protect you and your brother. Please, don't go down this path. You look so much like her, you know. Your mother. And you, Detective. Perhaps my granddaughter is too naive to see it, but you can't hide it from me. I know what you've seen. What you think you're able to do. But keep my family out of it. We've suffered enough. You don't know anything about me, and besides, I'm not the one hiding things from my family. Tell me, do you know the story of it? How do I say these? I'm so sorry, everyone. Is that Izanagi and Izanami? Grandma, this again? I'm sure Ito's not interested in hearing some old myth. Really, we should get going. Stay right there. Though I've told you this story so many times you don't seem to grasp its importance, I think it would be of use to this woman to hear it. Izanagi and Izanami were the first of the gods, known to us as the Kami. In legend, it was the drops of ocean water that fell from Izanagi's jeweled spear that created the islands of Japan. I wonder if this is a true story. Kami. I've heard this word before. This was in an MMO I played. Saga of Rhizom, I think. When they descended to our lands, they brought their love and devotion with them to the realms of mortals. Izanagi and Izanami had many children, the deities of nature that inhabit the natural world all around us. For a time, life was peaceful. However, as Izanami gave birth to Kagusuchi, the kami of fire, she was horribly burnt and suffered mortal wounds. As she lay dying and faced with her mortality, new kami were born from her suffering. Kami that hid away from the light. When Izanami passed, Izanagi was inconsolable, and in his rage he struck down the child that killed his love. Unable to accept her death, he ventured deep underground to Yomi no Kuni, the land of the dead. Half blind and distraught with grief, he wandered in the darkness until he finally heard the voice of his beloved. Though unable to see her face, Izanagi begged Izanami to return with him. Izanami replied that she would try, and asked the gods of Yomi no Kuni permission to return to the land of the living. Incapable of restraining his desire to see his love, Izanagi set his comb alight in order to look upon his lost love. What greeted him was the sight of her decaying, worm-eaten face. In horror, Izanagi attempted to flee Yomi no Kuni. Izanami, enraged, sent dark spirits to pursue him and drag him back to her. After narrowly escaping, Izanagi sealed the entrance to Yomi no Kuni with a great boulder. So you see, it is our mortality that brings suffering into the world, not resisting it. Yet resisting it is a perversion of the natural order. Being mortal means we must accept that we cannot control life and death. Detective, some things cannot be changed, and some doors should never be opened. You must stop. Grandma, you're talking about stories and myths. We're talking about real things. The story may be a myth, but there is truth within it. Can't you see that? The things you pursue, they're unnatural, unclean. Heed my warning and stop this foolishness. I won't let you involve my family any further. First those bastards take my Imiko, and then you show up. Perhaps I'm being punished for my sins. Mai, come here. Come here, my sweet child. We must keep you away from her. No, Grandma, I told you already. I'm going to see Takashi. I'm an adult now. You can't tell me what to do anymore. No, you can't. You can't go. We must protect our family from outsiders, Mai. You're reopening old wounds. Leave us alone. Let us heal. Heal? You think I want to heal? Can't you see how much these lies have hurt me already? You're the one wounding me, Grandma, not Ito. You're delusional. You tell us stories about kami and spirits. Takashi might hide things from me too, but at least he'll make sense. This time he's going to tell me the truth about everything. About Mom and Dad too. No, stop! I'll tell you how your parents... You can't, can you? You never told me how they died. The reasons always changed every time I asked. No, Mai, please. You must listen. They might be listening. They're still out there, and they haven't forgiven me. Can't you see? They? What are you talking about? You're insane. I'm sorry I spoke to you that way. I'll be back to check on you soon. Don't go. Please. Goodbye, Grandma. I'm sorry. She's gotten much worse since you last saw her. No, it's fine. Why do you think she told us that story? About Izanagi, I don't know. It was kind of creepy, wasn't it? She was talking about it like she really believed it. Come on, let's go see Takashi. Maybe what it is that, like, the spirits took Kazuki from us, and we want him back, similar to how Izanagi wanted Izanami back, and we won't want him back when we see him. See, I don't know about that sort of thing. In so much that, well, I don't know. Like, this is a story about gods and stuff like that. But I would like to think that when you fall in love with someone and you really, really love them and you have lots of kids with them and you're a god, I suppose you could get past the worm face. I mean, she's just put a bag over the head or something. I'm laughing at it, but in real life, sometimes horrific things happen to the people that we care about. And not all these things would be things that would not alter their appearance. Like, some people can be horrifically burned. It might be difficult to look at them at first, but I would like to imagine that the love and caring feelings you have for these people would get past it. So I'm a bit confused by this type of fleeing. Like, there's been multiple stories I've heard, like different gods or what have you, where this sort of thing has happened. My goodness, the gods seem so superficial to me. All right, so we're gonna go back to Asakusa, but we're gonna stop there. Whoa, whoa! Where do you think you're going? Mai and I are leaving. What of it? Oh, well, you can't. I got a call from Mai's grandmom. She says she's having health issues, so she has to stay. I didn't ask what they were. Wouldn't want to be caught fainting on my shift again, but it must be pretty bad if she called. Mai's an adult. Her grandmother can't keep her here. Let's go. No, you don't understand. You're not going anywhere. Uh-oh. Look at his eyes. Do we become unprofessional on him? Or do we look for another way around? Maybe go back and talk to the grandmom again? No one gets hurt, right? That's what I said. That's what I said. Let's see if we can find some other means to leave Kamakura. Oh, you know what? We pick up the bird. It'll make him throw up, and then we run past him. This won't do much for my sanity. Ugh, good thing I'm wearing gloves. This better work. Wow, 10 points of investigation, huh? Let's see the professionalism drop. Well, it would drop anyway if I use violence as well. Oh, sorry, I'm fiddling with some pens on my desk. Take a look at this, station attendant Magira. Oh my god. I told you about I don't like the blood, and blood's not really my thing, you see. The germs, oh, okay, I'm dizzy. I'm a little dizzy. Just going to... Oh, dear, did he just faint? Sure looks like it. He'll be fine. Let's get a move on. Alright everyone, we're going to stop here. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.